President Donald Trump of the United States, U.S. has announced plans to meet one-on-one with the President of China, Xi Jinping at Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC meeting coming this November in South Korea, and according to President Trump, he had a phone call with President Xi to also pay a state visit to China early next year to discuss and find a possible solution to end Russia-Ukraine war, and the U.S. issue with the Chinese-owned social networking company, TikTok, that may face complete ban in the United States if agreement is not reached on December 16, 2025. That aside, the United States government is currently being considered as a pseudo-practitioner of free trade and free speech, and freedom of association. Some observers accused U.S. government of monopoly in the technology industry, that it wants to remain superior in the social networking business. Hence the U.S. government is demanding to own and control TikTok, trying to use all manners of manipulative and deceptive ways to force ByteDance to sell TikTok to Oracle and Silver Lake, among others, because of China government alleged control of TikTok algorithm and also allegedly having access to the data of US users. Interesting as it may be, in the aspect of trying to apparently abuse freedom of association, United States government under President Donald Trump has revoked and denied visa to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas and 80 other Palestinian authorities in order for them probably not being able to attend the United Nations General Assembly meeting to speak out their minds against Israel war in Gaza and other Palestinian territory. But other world leaders on Friday, in a vote of 145 against 5, permitted the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to address the World Assembly via video call next week. China, as one of the biggest economies in the world, has been on loggerhead with its major trade rival, the United States, since 2018 during the first tenure of President Donald Trump, and its loggerhead with US has probably made China to maintain a strategic, pro-Russian position on the war in Ukraine, publicly claiming neutrality while allegedly providing essential economic and diplomatic support to Moscow. Reports indicated that Chinese officials privately admit that a Russian defeat would not serve Beijing's interests, which center on its geopolitical rivalry with the United States. Also, China's state-controlled media, Xinhua News Agency, People's Daily, China Central Television, which include China Global Television, China National Radio CNR and China Radio International CRI, some of them always using the prominent social networking platform in China, the Weibo social media. It may be true that there are certain things people do to others, they may not take the same from anyone. This assertion appeared to have come into play in the current administration of Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who in the era of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan apparently used spin logic to always make false statements, incite the public against the government, destroy the reputation and personality of the then President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. As you may know, spin logic in communication is a public relations campaign strategy that uses deliberate biased or misleading interpretations of events and information to influence public perception. In one of the viral videos between 2012 and 2014 in the history of politics in Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was then a chieftain of the defunct Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN, and later All Progressives Congress, APC, allegedly told a gathering of thousands of people that the then President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan said Nigeria citizens should face death or starve to death, directly or indirectly saying that the then President Jonathan did not care about the well-being of his people. Till date, Tinubu has not shown any evidence to back up his claim that the people are hungry. President Jonathan said they should face death, and in some occasions, Tinubu called on the police not to attack protesters. Specifically, on November 29, 2013, Tinubu tweeted via Twitter, now X social media platform, that police do not attack protesters, your children are involved, your lives are involved, your children's future lie here, and urged millions of Nigerians to protest peacefully against the Jonathan-led government. And in one of the protests, Occupy Niger, allegedly sponsored by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, according to Reno Omokri, who was then a media spokesperson to Jonathan, the then President Jonathan's photo was placed on a coffin as a dead man, and the coffin was labeled RIP, meaning rest in peace. Also, in February 2011, as reported by Nigeria media, Tinubu described the then President Goodluck Jonathan as a drunkard sinking fisherman, a word that appears to falsely describe the then President Jonathan as a man that always take too much of alcohol to the extent of losing control of his behavior. But, under the same Tinubu, who is now the President of Nigeria, the State Security Service, SSS, also known as the Department of State Service, DSS, has filed a court case against Facebook and X social media companies over a post published separately on August 25 and 26, 2025 by a well-known human rights activist, as people of Nepal in South Asia country took to the streets in an unprecedented manner to protest an end to corruption and bad leadership in the country during the week after a short-lived ban on social media by the Nepalese government. Nigeria's secret police, known as Department of State Security Services, DSS, appeared to have doubled efforts apparently to revert the unpleasant Nepal situation in the West Africa country, a situation where some politicians in the South Asia country tasted the bitter side of their citizens like never before. The DSS has appeared to be on the neck of X social media management to ensure the deletion of a post tweeted by the founder of Sahara Reporters News Media and a well-known anti-government critic, Omoyele Sowore, that allegedly described the Nigeria President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a criminal, a statement Sowore made in reaction to the words of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over corruption in Nigeria while the president was on official visit in Brazil. The DSS said Sowore misrepresented the president's statement, and as such, the supporters of the president are not happy over it. Hence, the security service demanded a retracted publication from Omoyele Sowore, but, in a swift reaction, Omoyele declined and accused the DSS of always acting illegally. In a letter written during the week and addressed to the Director General of the Department of State Services, Omoyele said, "I acknowledge receipt of your letter, which you stealthily dumped with a security guard at the office of my attorneys in Abuja, addressed to Abubakar Marshall. I find your horrendous attempt at holding an unwarranted brief for the president not only insidious but fundamentally defective, flawed in principle, and absolutely unlawful. The State Security Service was not created as a security institution. The SSS, now self-styled as the DSS, began as the Department, Special Branch, an office established in 1948 and initially located in the Office of the Inspector General of Police. It was later renamed the National Security Organization, NSO, but on June 5, 1986, the federal military government issued Decree No. 19, dissolving the NSO and unbundling it into three entities: the SSS for Domestic Intelligence, the NIA for External Intelligence and Counterintelligence, and the DIA for Military-Related Intelligence. While the NIA and DIA largely kept faith with their mandates, the SSS under successive Director Generals has consistently acted bullishly, illegally, and unlawfully, serving as a ready tool of oppression for dictatorial regimes bent on breaking rules and repressing the rights of the Nigerian Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Olumiyiwa Adejobi, has officially announced the appointment of Chief Superintendent of Police, CSP Benjamin Hundeyin, as the new Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Police Force. After him, the former police force spokesperson was promoted, reassigned and redeployed to Delta State as the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of operations, a sensitive position that has generated massive reactions from members of the public, especially those who widely believed that DCP Olumiyiwa used his office as force spokesperson to suppress freedom of speech by arresting and detaining people on grounds of alleged cyber-talking and violence instigation against the Nigeria police force, while many accused him of abandoning the main security challenges affecting Nigeria, and created more time for himself to be reading through comment sections on social media to harass innocent young Nigerians over mere comments, and the new posting may offer DCP Olumiyiwa the opportunity to always lead a team of combat joint security squads to battlefields where he may have direct contact with some of the deadly and well-armed gunmen in the South and Southeast geopolitical zones. He's expected to lead offensive and defensive operations against militants and armed robbers who have killed several policemen, sometimes in mass numbers in recent years in the oil-rich Delta state where his new job function required him as the police field combat commander of the state to develop combat strategies to address cases of oil bunkering, kidnapping and more strategies to confront and push back Biafra secessionist armed groups widely believed have good positions and camps in Delta state. In a statement issued a few minutes ago, DCP Olumiyiwa said, "The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetoken, has approved the appointment of CSP Benjamin Hundeyin as the new Force Public Relations Officer, FPRO. CSP Hundeyin holds a BA, Hons, in English Language from Lagos State University and an MSc in Legal Criminology and Security Psychology from the University of Ibadan. He also obtained a certificate in Civil Military Coordination from the Martin Luther Agwai International Leadership and Peacekeeping Training Center, Jaji, Kaduna State. He is an associate of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, a member of the International Public Relations Association, IPRA, and an associate of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPM. A seasoned communicator, CSP Hundeyin previously served as the police pub Dangote Group owned by Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, has denied ownership of the two trucks involved in separate road accidents on Wednesday at Azala, Four Corner area, close to the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC State Command and the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, UNTH in Enugu State that claimed 10 lives and injured 10 others currently receiving treatments in the hospital. The company made the denial based on the report made available by the Enugu State Command of the Nigeria Police Force that the two trucks involved in the accidents were owned by Visco Investment Global Limited and Global Investment, but videos made available online by road users and residents who witnessed the scenes of the accidents showed the name of Dangote boldly written and inscribed on the head of one of the trucks involved in the accidents. The police said the first incident occurred around 9 o'clock in the morning, claiming 6 lives, and the other took place at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, killing 4 persons. And our check indicated that the Visco Investment Global Limited is registered by Nigeria Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, as a general contractor, and the company head office is opposite Dangote Cement Factory at Obajana in Lokoja area of Kogi State. And its statement on Wednesday, Dangote Group may have admitted Visco Investment Global Limited as a partner as it described the contracting company as a third party. The Enugu State Police Command in a press release on Wednesday said the command regrets to inform the public of 2 separate but tragic fatal road accidents that occurred today, the 3rd of September 2025, along the Azala, Four Corner axis of the dual carriage Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway. The crashes claimed 10 lives and left 10 others hospitalized. The first incident, a multiple vehicle crash, happened at about 9 a.m. on the Enugu inward-bound lane. A Howo truck, inscribed Visco Investment Global and laden with bags of white cement, was en route Abuja from Abia State, when it collided with a Toyota Corolla car that was attempting to overtake another truck on the same route. A Photon bus and a Daihatsu Hijet minibus, both driving one way, were also caught in the collision. Sadly, the truck head and the Toyota Corolla car went up in flames, with 5 occupants of the car burning to death. A passenger in the minibus was equally confirmed dead by the attending medical doctor. Similarly, at about 3 p.m. on the same road, another fatal crash occurred. This time, it involved a Sino truck belonging to Global Investment and a tricycle. The truck, laden with some Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said that the West Africa country has no fear over whatever the President of the United States, Donald Trump, is doing, although the Nigeria President did not give details what the US President is doing that the nation has no fear of, but President Tinubu at a meeting with political leaders at the State House in Abuja on Tuesday said that the country has met its revenue target for 2025 from non-oil revenue sources, saying, if Nigeria as of August has already met revenue target from non-oil products, the country has no fear of whatever the President of the United States, US, is doing, adding that, the economy of the country is now stabilized, saying, the Naira currency is now performing well in the foreign exchange market, with a claim he met dollar exchange rate at 1,900 Nairas per $1 on May 29, 2023 when he took over as the president of the West Africa country, praising himself that he has worked hard to reduce the foreign exchange rate from 1,900 Nairas to 1,450 Nairas per $1, a claim we fact-checked to be very incorrect. We observed that President Bola Tinubu on May 29, 2023 met foreign exchange rate at 461 Nairas per $1. On the day of his inauguration, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu issued a policy statement directing the Central Bank of Nigeria to ensure a unified exchange rate, a policy statement that made the exchange rate to increase from 461 Nairas to 853 Nairas per $1 at the end of 2023. After the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu officially pegged and increased the foreign exchange rate from 461 Nairas to 750 Nairas per $1 in his 2024 budget, which made cost of foodstuffs and other cost of living in the country to increase more than 200%, and while presenting the 2025 budget, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu pegged and increased the foreign exchange rate from 750 Nairas to 1,500 Nairas per $1. This policy action of the president has since made cost of foodstuffs and other basic necessities in Nigeria to increase outrageously more than 700% with no reduction till date. Like, a sachet water that used to be sold for 5 Nairas is now sold between 20 Nairas to 50 Nairas in some locations in Nigeria. Details of some of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's statements as presented by the presidential spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, well-known human rights activist and a humanitarian, Martins Vincentots aka Very Darkman has apparently threatened the media, especially those he referred to as bloggers, not to use his video contents on their page, and if they do, he would report the video to the management of social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, TikTok among other online platforms. The video or videos were published and ensured the video or videos are brought down or removed. He stated this on Tuesday noon in a 9 minutes video wherein he accused the media, especially those he referred to as bloggers, of not joining hands with him and others to launch massive campaign and awareness when Ruth Ottabor was alive, the sister of the Big Brother Nigeria Season 7 winner, Ijoma Ottabor aka Fina, who allegedly needed more attention and care from Dangote Group of company owned by Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, whose truck hit Ruth Ottabor few days after the accident victim. Ruth Ottabor rounded off her examinations as a final year student of Federal Polytechnic in Auchi, but, according to Very Darkman, soon after the death of the accident victim was announced on Sunday, bloggers started publishing the news stories massively. Continuing, Very Darkman accused Fina of being a greedy person, saying, Fina wrote a demand list of 1 billion Naira to Dangote even when she has not visited her sister in the hospital to know the true picture of her condition. In a swift reaction, a well-known sex educator who uses raw words to pass across her teachings, Iziagbe Ogbede aka Ekia Queen, condemned the act of Very Darkman, saying it was the alleged greed of Fina that killed her sister, with Ekia Queen accusing Very Darkman of being a liar who is trying to cause more pains to the bereaved Fina even when he knows her sister just died less than 48 hours ago. Earlier before today, when the accident victim, Ruth Ottabor, was still alive, Very Darkman published a video narrating how Fina allegedly betrayed him when Dangote Group invited her for possible settlement after Very Darkman and many others in the society took to their social media page to campaign and protest over the Dangote truck accident, reportedly leading to immediate amputation of the 2 legs of the female victim, Ruth Ottabor. Very Darkman said, when Fina got the attention of Dangote Group, Fina sent a message to him that the Dangote Group requested that they don't want him, Very Darkman, in the discussion. An action Very Darkman considered to be that Fina was the one that betrayed him, apparently because of money. It is yet to be ascertained if truly the Dangote Group rejected Very Darkman in the discussion, but If the claim is confirmed to be true, we believe Solomon Ehijia Tor Arase may be the true definition of the popular saying that police is your friend, if only you are a good character police officer. The former Inspector General of Police, Solomon Ehijia Tor Arase, apparently validated the aforesaid statement to be true when his death was announced on Sunday, August 31, 2025. The death sparked uncommon good words of condolences from many Nigerians. Unlike before, millions of Nigerians make negative comments against dead top government officials, but in the case of Arase, millions of Nigerians took to their social media pages and comment sections to say good things about the IGP that policed the Nigeria states between April 2015 and June 2016. Even human rights activists that always talk negative about the Nigeria police force, like Barrister Adiyanju Deji, was among the earliest mourners on Sunday to be at the residence of the late IGP to pay a condolence visit with a tribute, saying, "May the soul of former IGP Solomon Arase rest in peace. In my about 20 years of knowing him, he helped us get freedom for many student union leaders and comrades who were unlawfully detained. As IGP and after his retirement, we remained close and continued to seek his help whenever citizens' rights were abused. We also observed that many serving and retired police officers like DCP Olumiyiwa Adejobi had took to their personal social media accounts to tell the world how good Solomon Ehijia Tor Arase was during and after service." This, a Nigerian citizen by name Oluwaseun Odetayo took to the Nigeria Police Force Facebook comment section and said, "Hope the current IGP and all other AIGPs and DIGPs and all Nigeria Police Force officers are online and reading comments. Hopefully we would get something like this to be written for them too when their own time comes." President Bola Tinubu, in a statement signed by the presidential spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, condoled with the Nigeria Police Force, NPF, over Solomon Ehijia Tor Arase, CFR, the 18th Indigenous Inspector General of Police, IGP, who died on Sunday at 69. President Tinubu commiserates with the family, friends and associates of the highly resourceful officer. Arase's reforms as IGP and later as chairman of the Police Service Commission brought lasting changes to the force. The President acknowledges the dedication of the former IGP to enhancing security in the country, through initiatives such as the Intelligence Response Team, the Complaint Response Unit, and safer highway patrols. Management of Dangote Group says they are saddened over the death of Ruth Otabo, the sister of Big Brother Niger Season 7 winner, Ijoma Otabo aka Fina, saying, they had concluded all arrangements and made all necessary efforts to fly the accident victim abroad for the continuation of her medical treatment, but the company was waiting for her doctors to certify her fit for air travel. The company owned by Aliko Dangote, the Africa's richest man according to Forbes, made the statement in a press release issued few minutes ago after the death of the new graduate from Federal Polytechnic in Auchi was announced by her family through their lawyer, Barrister Justice Shegun Ojino of Echo Solicitors and Advocates, saying, the graduate, who was knocked down alongside her motorcycle rider by a truck owned by Dangote Group in Auchi community earlier this month, passed on exactly 6:30 hours on Sunday. According to Dangote Group, we are deeply saddened by the passing of Ruth Otabo, who was injured in the recent road incident involving one of our trucks in Auchi, Edo State. On behalf of the entire Dangote Group, we extend our heartfelt condolences to her family, friends, and loved ones at this difficult time. Since the accident, our officials and insurance partners have been by her side, covering all financial and medical costs and supporting her family. Arrangements had been made for her to be flown to India for advanced treatment, pending medical clearance from her doctors. Sadly, despite these efforts and Ruth's brave fight to live, we lost her today. At Dangote Group, safety, accountability, and compassion remain at the core of our operations. We remain committed to strengthening our safety systems and supporting those affected in moments of tragedy. May God grant her mercy and eternal rest. While announcing the death of the accident victim, Ruth Otabo, who has been trending on social media space since the accident occurred, the family lawyer said, "We remain solicitors to Ruth Otterbohr, Josephine Otterbohr, whose moniker is Fina, and the Otterbohr family, and have their instruction to inform the public of this. With a heavy heart, the family regrets to announce the passing on to glory of their daughter, sister, mother on this 31 day of August, 2025 at about 6:30 hours. The family is presently grieving and will appreciate to be given a private moment to mourn the departed. The funeral arrangement will be communicated to the public in due course." Ruth's death comes just weeks after a tragic accident on August 13, 2025, near Auchi Polytechnic in Edo State, where she was struck by a truck owned by men of the Nigeria Police Force in Anambra State have arrested a soldier with the Nigerian Army, Dominic Orras, for alleged kidnapping in the state. According to Anambra State Police Command, the suspect confessed he deserted from the Nigerian Army or absconded from military duties since November 2024, adding, 4 suspected members of the Biafra secessionist armed group have been shot dead in a joint operation with the operatives of Agani Chemba local vigilante group that lasted over 15 hours at our community in the Arumba North local government area of Anambra State. According to the spokesperson of the Anambra State Police Command, SP Tochukwu Akenga, in a sustained effort to rid Anambra State of criminal elements, police operatives attached to the Rapid Response Squad or KUZU in collaboration with the Anambra State Vigilante Group, AVG, Aganekemba, acting on credible intelligence, stormed a secessionist terrorist camp at our Arumba North local government area of Anambra State in the early hours of the 21st of August 2025. During the well-coordinated operation that lasted for more than 15 hours, the operatives successfully dislodged the insurgents, rescued a victim who had earlier been kidnapped and held hostage in the camp. It was reported that despite the payment of a ransom of 20 million nairas only by the victim's family, the hoodlums aborted his release until he was eventually freed by the Joint Security Team. In the fierce gun battle that ensued, 4 of the criminal elements were neutralized. Exhibits recovered at the camp include 2 pump-action guns, 1 fabricated AK-47 rifle, 1 K2 assault rifle, 1 locally made hunter gun, 1 radio transmission box, 3 locally made improvised explosive devices, IEDs, 2 empty gas cylinders, 2 wraps of cable wires, 3 bags of 50 kilograms rice, 1 driver's license, 1 national identity card, 1 black Lexus RX 350 Jeep with registration number ACA 340 mA, 3 Toyota Camry cars with registration number ABC 268FQ, EKY 151CD and FGG 706ME. Also recovered a 1 black Toyota Camry car, 5 mobile phones, Infinix X6716B, Techno Spark KL4 and 3 analog phones, sleeping materials, 1 desert boot, 1 big cooler, and a roll of tarpaulin. The Commissioner of Police, CP Ikyoe Oratugu, while assuring Hudi Anambra that the command remains resolute in its commitment to ensuring safety and security, Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, says it has directed the third-party ticketing company to refund the money paid by all 583 passengers on board the Abuja-Kaduna train that derailed at Asham community in Kaduna State on Tuesday, saying, although no death casualty was recorded, but 4 out of the 7 persons that sustained injuries were serious, while 2 of them were discharged immediately at the hospital. NRC, in a statement on Tuesday, said, following the derailment of the Kaduna-bound Abuja-Kaduna train service earlier today at Asham, Kaduna State, the Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, wishes to provide an update on the situation. A total of 618 persons comprising 583 passengers, 15 NRC crew members, 1 medical personnel, 8 cleaners, and 11 catering staff were successfully evacuated from the train. Out of this number, 7 passengers sustained varying degrees of injury and were immediately transported by ambulances to hospital facilities by medical personnel mobilized to the site. The remaining passengers were conveyed safely back to Idu and Kubwa stations aboard a rescue train dispatched from Idu for that purpose. All have since returned safely to their destinations. In line with our commitment to passenger welfare, our third-party ticketing company has been directed to immediately issue refunds to all passengers on board the affected service. Furthermore, the process of investigation into the incident has commenced, under the supervision of relevant authorities and the Federal Ministry of Transportation. Meanwhile, all Abuja-Kaduna train services, AKTS, have been temporarily suspended, pending recovery of the site, further clearance, and official announcement of service resumption. We sincerely regret the inconvenience caused and thank our esteemed passengers and the general public for their understanding, the Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, stated in a press release signed by its Managing Director, Kayode Opefa. NRC had earlier in a statement on Tuesday said that the train derailed around 11 a.m. at Asham community in Kaduna State. Videos made available online by victims of the train accident indicated that some of the train coaches overturned as passengers and crew members on board stood at the hilling part of the bush waiting for rescue. Close observers said that the latest train accident adds to the troubled history of the Kaduna-Abuja rail line, which has experienced several incidents in recent years, including the deadly bandits attack in March 2022 that led to the killing of some of the passengers on board the train, with many of them also apparently angered by the continuous mass killings in Imo State. The Commissioner of Police, Aboki Danjuma, has personally led a squad of joint security team to forests in a Kigwe area of the state, in search of the leaders and members of the Biafra Liberation Army that comprises of Black Marine, often operating between Nigeria and Cameroon borders, Biafra resistance fighters always operating within the southeast states, especially coordinating attacks against Nigeria security infrastructures within the connecting forests between Akigwe in Imo, Umaniochi, Ahafia in Abia, Afikpo, Ishiagu in Ebonyi, Ihiala in Anambra and Ogu in Enugu, among other sub-groups that are mostly commanded by Ifeanyichukwu Okpegbu Okrementa as aka Major General Gentlejao, who hails from a Ku community in a Kigwe local government area that is currently witnessing mass killings in recent days. This, the Director General of the Department of State Services, DSSDG, Adeola Oluwatosin Ajayi, was seen in Imo State on Tuesday after a video went viral, showing 3 young men suspected to be members of Biafra fighters shot dead at a close range by someone suspected and widely believed to be Major General Gentlejao, who had accused the 3 young men of armed robbery. Thus, he said the 3 young men, who may be in their 20s, abandoned the duty posts and used their Biafra service guns to rob passengers by collecting their phones after the passenger's vehicle broke down on the road. The video elicited widespread condemnations against the Biafra commander, Major General Gentlejao, who had vowed in some video press releases that he would always take action against any member of the Biafra fighters that involved himself in the act of robbery against certain members of the public like innocent civilians. According to the Imo State Command of the Nigeria Police Force, the Commissioner of Police, Imo State Command, CP Aboki Danjuma, has deployed the command's tactical teams in synergy with other sister security agencies and local vigilantes to hunt down the suspected IPOB ESN miscreants responsible for the senseless attack that claimed the lives of 5 residents in Ajanamuna, Ezinaki, a Kigwe local government area, on the 22nd of August 2025, at about 22:30 hours. During the attack, Ede George, male, a member of the local youth security team, together with 4 villagers identified as Emeka Ezeagula, male, Chikodi Ezeagula, female, Chidi Chaleke, male, and Ajike Nwankwo, male, were fatally shot. The
Osazuwa Connected, bringing you the news in a more digital way.